has Robert Mugabe done that he's called by Peter King the other day one of the worst leaders in the world? What did he do? See, brothers and sisters, you've got to stop being guided by the controlled media that is owned by Zionist forces that want to make you pawns in the struggle of of Israel and Zionism. You always have to have another source of information other than Fox, other than CNN. Now listen, when I was flying on world tours and President Mugabe was then the darling of the Commonwealth nations, my plane couldn't even land in Zimbabwe. I think we tried on 2 occasions. We landed on the 3rd one. But when we landed on the 3rd one, Mugabe was no longer darling, sweetheart. He was the enemy now. It's funny how we can find each other when we're in trouble. As long as the white man puts his arms around you and wants to love you up, you can't walk with Farrakhan. He's persona non grata. That's why you come around me like Nicodemus came around Jesus. Don't go through the front door. Meet him round the back in the corner in the dark. And let's sit down and talk to Farrakhan. And let's go to his house, but don't let nobody know we visited him. Let's take counsel with him, but for God's sake, don't tell anybody he's counseling us. That's the way y'all treat me, because you're afraid of your position with your slave master. Well, in a few days, I'm going to tell you to hell with you and your slave master. If you can't meet me around the front door like a man and like a woman, stay the hell away from me. It was Joshua Nkomo and Robert Mugabe who led the revolutionaries against the racist government of Ian Smith, which at that time Zimbabwe was called Rhodesia. But when it became clear that Nkomo and Mugabe were about to take the capital city of Harare, a plot was concocted. And both Mugabe and Nkomo were called to the Lancaster House in England and told that England and America would buy back the land from the white farmers who owned millions of hectares of the best land, the most productive land, but that land would be returned to the indigenous people. They even wanted Mugabe to buy the land from white folk that stole the land. I mean, can you imagine the nerve of these people? They called brother to Lancaster House in England and look at the proposition. Jimmy Carter was involved in it. He said, all right, we'll give money and you buy back the land from the white farmers. They started off pretty good. And we got a little of the land back, but then America reneged and England reneged. But by that time, see, listen, you got to understand Satan. You got to see how he works, baby. He tell you, I'm going to do something, right? And while he's telling you he's doing something, he's romancing you. And he's bringing you in. See, this is what they did to Brother Gaddafi.
Go ahead.
They turned off all of the sanctions. But now, they're coming in the country now to romance brother. They came, some of them like Richard Pearl, the Prince of Darkness, and his group going into Libya, going to clean up the image of Muammar Gaddafi. Robert Mugabe was told by the people that fought with him and for him, we fought for land, and we don't have the land. Robert Mugabe, being a principled man and a man who recognized, yes, I have not fulfilled my pledge, then he started taking back land from the white landowners, and that's when the media swung into action and made him an evil, no good man. And I'm saying, when you work for your people and you will not compromise, you become an evil man to Satan and their forces.